Today we'll be reviewing the business class experience on Etihad's Boeing 787 Dreamliner, flying on one of the airline's flagship routes from Abu Dhabi to London. Taken in late October 2022, our reviewer in this video was a guest of Etihad. The flight taken was one of 4 daily flights operated by the airline, which can have a duration of anywhere between 7 to 7.5 hours. While the review covers a flight taken on the 787-9, the carrier also deploys other aircraft to London, including the Boeing 787-10 and Airbus A350-1000. Let's start with the experience on the ground. Before our reviewer made their way to the gate at Abu Dhabi International Airport, they made sure to take some time to visit Etihad's business class lounge, which was only a short hop away from the gate in Terminal 3. A heads up, we wouldn't suggest taking photos of the lounge from the outside, since a security guard wasn't comfortable with our traveller taking this photo with their phone and asked a series of questions before calling a colleague to give the green light. Nonetheless, once inside the lounge it was peaceful and quiet. As a nice bonus, the staff inside were more than willing to accommodate us in the pursuit of conducting a trip review. A lounge review will eventually be found on simpleflying.com, but for now we'll show you these photos and proceed to the next stage, boarding the aircraft. After going through a rigorous second security screening at the gate, we endeavoured to pass through the heavily congested seating area that was blocking the boarding gates. There was a slow-moving line even for business passengers. The economy line was moving faster than the business one, as there was only one agent dealing with the business passengers, causing a hold-up whenever there were queries. Getting through the scanning of boarding passes, we arrived at the jet bridge, which was a little congested. We steadily walked through the bridge to board the wide body, and the vibe just felt much better once stepping aboard the Dreamliner. We were pleasantly welcomed by flight attendant Sarah, who was leading the business cabin that day. She proudly informed our reviewer that she was from Italy and would be taking care of them during the flight. Our reviewer's initial reaction was that there was plenty of room on offer, and it was easy to move around and pass by other passengers and flight attendants with the 1-2-1 configuration, even when stowing luggage and preparing the seat. As soon as we were settled, a choice of beverage was offered. The first choice was the cold lemon and mint drink that the crew cited as the airline's signature. Our flight reviewer calls it the, quote, most refreshing and delicious beverage I've had on an aircraft. The balance of zest and sweetness got the onboard experience off to a great start, and so it's highly recommended. As for flight specifics, we were travelling on Etihad Flight EY25, operated by the aircraft registered as Alpha 6 Bravo Lima Quebec, a 787-9 that joined Etihad's fleet in September 2017. While the plane was slightly older than the A350, it still felt new and modern. After all, it was only produced 5 years ago. The aircraft left Abu Dhabi at 10:38 local time, 2 minutes ahead of schedule. After October 30th, the airline adjusts this service to depart 30 minutes later at 11:10. In preparation for takeoff, the flight attendants made sure that there were no glasses or other items wobbling about when departing. Overall, the taxi and takeoff experience was smooth, offering a fantastic view of the coast when heading out to the sea. Prior to takeoff, the cabin crew offered a choice of either having food service soon after departure or waiting until later. Well, our traveller was keen to eat first so that they could sit back and catch some rest soon afterwards. So once at cruising altitude, the first meal was served on the tray that pulls out from the side panel that's near adjacent to the in-flight entertainment screen. It's important to note that our reviewer on this trip is gluten intolerant. As a result, their food offering would be different from that of the standard menu. Our traveller has had some hit-and-miss experiences in this field over the years, with some airlines unsure what to provide, while others put in minimal effort. Thankfully, on this flight, Etihad's offering turned out to be on the better end of the scale. salad starter was accompanied by a nice portion of hummus. For the main course, the serving was chicken, vegetables and boiled potatoes. Admittedly, the chicken was a little dry at first, still it was nothing a little Tabasco sauce couldn't fix, which was soon handed out with a little mustard. Sarah explained that the team usually offers bread with the main meal, but there was no alternative option on this particular flight. The red wine accompanied the chicken well, and there was also a white dessert wine to round off the meal. Now was the time to appreciate the seating. The warm accents along the cabin are complemented by mood lighting, especially in the form of the locally inspired side lamp. This lamp provides several different strengths of lighting at the touch of a button and can also be fully turned off. No matter which tone is set, it's not too overpowering for fellow guests. We used the lamp to provide ample light to see what was in the bags that were placed on the desk. There's a post-COVID travel kit that consists of alcohol gel, 2 wipes and a face mask. We were more interested to inspect the contents of the bright yellow Acqua di Parma amenity kit. The Italian lifestyle and fashion company is a great fit, but there are only 2 small products of the brand inside the pouch, a moisturizing cream and a spray sample. These were accompanied by an eye mask and dental kit. Having had a good look at these little extras offered by the airline, our reviewers stowed all the items in the side storage bin where the headphones were found. These headphones were plugged under the opening of the storage unit, meaning that there were no uncomfortable wires to deal with over the body despite not being a wireless headset. Soon enough, it was time to get some rest during the lengthy service. To do this, the seat was swiftly converted into lie-flat mode with the touch of a button via the side controls. To be honest, the screen is a little far away when lying flat, but this problem is solved by the touch-responsive controls. This was probably the easiest to navigate controller the traveller had dealt with when flying, as the rest are far too fidgety. With this particular device, it was easy to choose, pause and mute the content that was being viewed. After getting a little sleepy, our traveller dimmed those famous 787 electronic windows that could be adjusted by the buttons underneath. The windows soon blacked out and sleep came fast listening to Phil Collins' greatest hits via the IFE. With our traveller not being too tall, the length of the lie-flat seat felt as long as a bed at home. There was also plenty of shoulder room for turning to get into the right position for a proper nap. Moving on to the final approach, a final meal service was offered about an hour before landing. Unfortunately, the salad for this meal was a little underwhelming, as the cuisine on a previous Etihad flight was slightly more quote-unquote action-packed, as you can see in this photo here. This undoubtedly would come down to different catering firms handling meals, as the better salad was experienced on a flight departing Heathrow. But moving on, the approach and landing was as smooth as ever, and we were excited to catch a glimpse of a former British Airways Concorde after touching down at Heathrow. EY25 landed at 15:08 local time, 2 minutes before its scheduled arrival of 15:10. Well, aside from that underwhelming salad, we can't imagine many better ways to spend 7.5 hours flying across the Middle Eastern and European skies. The flight was fantastic, even if the Dreamliner business seat lacked the same level of privacy found on the Etihad A350, which includes tall sliding doors. All in all, it was a significantly relaxing time that was topped off by attentive service from Sarah and her team. As we conclude this review, it's worth noting that there are advancements being made to the Etihad soft product in business class following the airline's partnership with Armani. We've already seen glimpses of what it's like for the UAE carrier to collaborate with Italian fashion houses, and this new initiative should make for an interesting onboard product. What are your thoughts about Etihad's Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner business class? Have you been lucky enough to experience this cabin for yourself? Let us know what you think of the aircraft, the airline and this offering by leaving a comment. Simple Flying publishes over 150 articles every week. If you're looking for the latest aviation news and insights, visit simpleflying.com.